The Gemara, Masechet Ta'anit Daf Tet, discusses the Shalosh Matanot Tovot which were given to Bnei Yisrael in the Midbar, also known as the Nisim Tamidim, the constant miracles with which HaKadosh Baruch Hu took care of Bnei Yisrael during their 40 years in the Midbar. These are the Man, the Be'er, and the Ananei HaKavod. The Gemara states that each of the three came to Bnei Yisrael in the zechus of one of the three leaders of the Dor HaMidbar, Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam. The Gemara points to the psukim in Parshat Chukat, which start off Perek Chaf, as the proof and the support that the Be'er, which accompanied Bnei Yisrael through the 40 years in the sandy, dry desert, came to Bnei Yisrael specifically in the zechus of Miriam HaNaviah. With her death, the Be'er came to an abrupt end. Our question now is why? Why is the Be'er, not the Man, and nor the Ananei HaKavod, specifically the Nes Tamidi given in Miriam's zechus? I would like to suggest an approach which explains how it is very fitting that Dafka the Be'er be in the zechus of a woman, in light of the specific koach of Jewish women. Of the three Nisim Tamidim in the Midbar, two were constant, undeniably miraculous, in ways which could not be ignored even momentarily. The Man, divine food which fell daily from Shamayim, which tasted like anything the eater wanted, and the Ananei HaKavod, which guided and sheltered and protected Klal Yisrael constantly throughout their travels in the otherwise unbearable Midbar. The Be'er, however, was the one Nes Tamidi which could potentially have its miraculous nature be lost on the beneficiary. After all, the water that it granted was just water. Picture the Jew in the Midbar, sipping his cup of cold water. Unless he actively worked to keep in mind what's beyond the cup of water, what's behind the scenes, he easily could lose sight of the Yad Hashem which had bequeathed it to him. How does this connect to the Jewish women? The Maharal states in Netivot Olam, in Netiv HaEmunah, that women specifically have the koach of emunah more so than men. Emunah is the ability to keep one's faith, to continue to believe, even when what's in front of you does not support your belief. Lahagid baboker chastecha ve'emunascha baleilos. When things are dark, we need emunah to continue to believe that Hashem is really there and watching and helping, even though His presence is quite hidden. Rashi in Parshas Beshalach tells us that the women of the Dor HaMidbar had emunah in ways which the men did not. When the Chumash records that Miriam led the women in their own Shirat Hayam, they did so bitupim uvimcholot. Rashi, al pi Chazal, explains that these women knew to take these tupim out with them from Mitzrayim because muvtachot hayu tzidkaniot shebador shakadosh baruch hu oseh lahem nisim. The women felt certain that Hashem would be performing miracles for them. The men had to witness Kriyas Yamsuf in order to reach the level of Vaya'aminu b'Hashem. The women, however, had emunah in advance, even before the Yad Hashem was clear and evident and undeniable. In this way, I would like to suggest, it is so fitting that specifically the Be'er was b'zechus Miriam. The Jewish woman has a greater capacity for the koach of emunah, which is exactly the koach necessary to appreciate the nes of the Be'er. To hold the cup of water and to see straight through it to the Yad Hashem behind it, this is the koach of emunah which, despite the many trials and tribulations throughout Jewish history, has kept Klal Yisrael strong and full of faith throughout the years.